Hey everybody, I'm back again. Okay, today I'm going to talk about shipping. Now I'm probably going to talk about shipping multiple times in multiple videos because it is the thing that everybody just loses their fucking mind about. It's the only thing that we can't control. We don't have the same control over shipping because shipping is expensive, especially if you're in Canada. We're in Canada up here. Okay. So one thing I always tell people to do when they're setting up their shop is to, if they can, do a test shipment. Do multiples if you have to. If you have a particular product, especially if you generally speaking know what size it's going to be, like when I first started my shop, I was only selling drawstring bags. So if somebody orders 3 bags, I know off the top of my head how big that package is going to be, right? So pack it all up, send it to somebody. It's a small investment, and for some people it's not realistic, so I get that. But when, where, and how it's possible, find a willing volunteer, throw your stuff in a package, and make sure that you're packaging it properly, packaging it securely, packaging it in the right packaging. This is where you get your opportunity to find, this is where you get an opportunity to find out what's what with your packaging before you've made your first sale. Because the bad news is, and you're playing in Etsy's sandbox. Don't forget, you're playing in Etsy's sandbox, so you do have to play by Etsy's rules. And if your first 10 packages all show up broken and all result in an open case against you, you could lose your shop before you even start. Etsy has a low tolerance for crap, right? And they won't, there's 7.5 million sellers. They don't have time to come in and find out exactly what's going on. So if they see, 10 packages, 10 refunds, and this is only their first 10 sales, 10 one-star reviews, things don't always go that badly. It's usually a much more positive experience than that. But if you're making critical errors, if you're making a critical error like shipping pottery without enough packaging to stabilize it, you could be having a problem. Anyway, do test shipments. Do test shipments when you can, before you have sold a product. And this goes for whether you've got a new shop or whether you've got an established shop. Okay, back to pottery as the example. If you're selling pottery online, then you need to take one to two of your more awkward looking pieces, pack it up really, really well, ship it to somebody decently far away, make sure it arrives in one piece. If it didn't, review your packaging. Right? Especially if you've already got an ongoing customer base locally or whatever, so that you know you will get sales, then hopefully you can just pay for that by setting aside some of your current profits to pay for it. Anyway, now if you've got a relatively simple product, I had a relatively simple product, little cloth bags, right? I still sent a few test packages out initially to make sure that I wasn't doing anything like, what if I'm doing something fundamentally weird, right? And I actually did have a small problem, sorted it out. Haven't had a problem with shipping since. It's been great, right? So anyway, test shipments a test shipment can make or break your shop. There are some people who get themselves, like I said, just because something showed up cracked or broken doesn't mean you're automatically going to lose your shop for it. It does not work that way. But it's an expensive problem to fix. It's an expensive problem to deal with. And if you did make a fundamental error so that everything's showing up like this because you didn't sort out your shipping beforehand, then you could find yourself in trouble. And it has happened. 7.5 million shops, there's no way it didn't happen. Is it a rampant problem? Do 1 in 3 shops get shut down after the first 5 sales? No. That's not happening. But it is a problem you don't need. There's people that have come in, opened a shop, realized there was a problem, shut down their shop, and then just they could have solved the problem up front and had a much smoother start. So that's something to keep aware of, stay aware of, be aware of. What's the proper context on that? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Anyway, the other thing that you should do, is if you change or add a new product to your shop, then you should probably still also do a test shipment. If you are selling mugs, and then you decide to go into bowls, different product, same material, but different packing requirements. When and wherever possible, when you are opening your shop or when you are adding a new product to your shop, especially one that could be easily damaged or breakable, Do a test shipment. And I get it. If you're selling antiques and everything's a one-off, you don't necessarily have that luxury. But if you're selling, like I said, if you're selling pottery, bowls, whatever, and you have the luxury of doing it, do a test shipment before you put something new into the shop that you're expecting to sell a lot of. Because that way you'll know up front, okay, this happened, this is what I need to be aware of, this did that. Just something as simple as throwing everything into a box and giving it a shake. Can you hear it? Okay, that's probably going to be a good opportunity for it to break, right? I don't know how else to express this, but test shipments can be really, really important to your shop. It can make a big difference. Obviously, if you're selling small little things that don't break, then okay, is it waterproof? Okay, off you go. Like, there's probably not a lot that you need to worry about it. But if you're selling products that can be broken, crushed, or damaged somehow in the mail in a way that might make them unusable or unappealing or whatever, test shipments can save your business before you even start. That's my rant. That's my thing. Yeah, and also test shipments, not just for breakage. The other part of my rant, test shipments, not only that, but also people are constantly, I see this in the groups all the time. I have a product to ship out. I got it all packaged out and I packaged up. I took it to the post office and had no idea it was going to cost me this much to mail it. A test shipment, like I'm over here on the west coast of Canada. So I try to ship to the east coast of the US as my test shipment. Whenever I need to do a test shipment, I say, hey, I need a volunteer. I just go onto the socials. I need a volunteer, right? Who wants something for free? I need a volunteer. And I just do a little draw and pick a name. By the way, it's a great way to self-advertise yourself accidentally, it turns out. I didn't do it on purpose, but the first time I did a test shipment, I suddenly got like 20 sales that week. And I'm going, huh? And it's like, oh, because in order to tell people that you wanted to, in order to do this, you had to tell people what it was, and they got interested. Oh, okay. Giveaways are a great way to get attention for your business, whether you're trying or not. Anyway, so a test shipment, even if it is a simple product, will give you a much clearer idea of how much. I'm clicking a pen. I shouldn't click a pen. You guys are probably hearing it and going, stop. A test shipment will give you an idea whether or not an item is breakable, what you need to do to make sure it gets to its destination in one piece, and it'll give you a really, 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 really clear idea on how much it's going to cost you. Because I kid you not, people that are coming in going, oh, I just got my first sale and I found that it's going to cost me more than I offered free shipping because I thought it would be cheap, and I found out my shipping is going to be $35. That doesn't feel so fucking good if you're only making a $10 sale. And how do you get out of that when it's your first order? It's like, do the test shipment. Even if you're shipping for free. If you're shipping if you're shipping a $500 necklace for free, you probably don't care if it's going to cost you $35 to ship it. But if you're selling a $500 sofa and shipping it for free, you're probably going to find out that it's going to be about $600 for the shipping because those things are big and heavy and expensive, yada, yada, yada. But test shipments have a whole lot of value. They will help you bypass any possibility of breakage issues. I mean, if your item is breakable, there's still a chance it's going to break. But if your item is breakable and it breaks because you didn't package it properly, you have to give the customer the option of a replacement or a full refund. Full refund means including the cost of any shipping charges that they've paid to you. That test shipment can save your business life. But yeah, it'll also tell you how much you should be charging for shipping on your items, because it is difficult to get a clear and accurate estimate of shipping, and depending on your method of shipping, I forget how that works. Anyway, sending things closer is less expensive. The further away something is, the more expensive it is to ship it. People forget that all the time and then get stuck with that, right? So those are just two things to keep in mind. Not the end of the world if you don't do it, but you can save yourself a whole lot of hassles if you do, especially if you're shipping for free, and especially if you're shipping items that could be breakable, and you really do need to know before you ever put your first one in the mail. Because I've seen this. I see this all the time. Oh, the customer said their package showed up, but I'm not responsible for lost or broken, for damage, anything damaged in the mail. And it's like, but you're responsible if you didn't package it properly. And if 10 items didn't show up, if 10 items showed up broken, There is no fucking way Etsy's going to believe that you packaged any of them properly. So, and again, that's not doom and gloom. It's just common sense. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. If you're shipping something breakable, don't get scared. Don't think I'm like giving you a threat or a warning or whatever. I'm just pointing it out. And yeah, every time you add a new product, especially if it's okay, if you're adding a new product, it's unbreakable and already fits in your current packaging, you don't need to care. But if it needs new packaging, may or may not affect the ship. If it's possible to break it in shipping or damage it in shipping, if it's possible that it's going to end up with a different shipping charge, because and those test shipments can make a huge difference as to what you're doing, what you're not doing. Like there was one product I was considering selling, and I realized I could never afford to ship it, so I stopped. I just didn't offer it. I'm still doing fine. So that's that. That's the thing. Okay. That's it for right now about shipping. There's all sorts of things about shipping, so I'll probably, like I said, do more than one video about shipping. But anyway, those are, before you put your first product, before you sell a product, find out how much it's going to cost you to ship it and make sure it's going to get there in one piece. Okay, that's my rant. I'm going to get going now. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. Enter them below. I love to chat with you guys. And in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe. I'm taking over the world one subscriber at a time, and I need your help. And in the meantime, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a great day, and thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.